it looks awesome. Whether or not it is awesome, we're here to find out. I've put it together and it was pretty simple. There's some notches on the back, so this will give you the different heights. Very simple. You slide it over the top and then you can pull the clip to go in and out like that to do different heights. So that's pretty simple, pretty basic. And then you put it here and I guess you turn like that. It's pretty sturdy, doesn't bend much, like the level doesn't move much. There's a little bit of give, but it's nothing. Theoretically it looks like it should work. Whether or not it does, we'll find out. Pretty excited to try it. Okay, so here's my crumb coated cake. It's been chilled, it's ready to go. So this is an extended height cake. It's an 8-inch cake and it's about 6 inches tall. I haven't measured it, but I think it's about that. The ProFroster, apparently you can do a double barrel, assuming your double barrels are 8 inches tall. The first thing I guess you need to do is, with your ProFroster, is figure out what height you want the top section for the level to be. So if you put it on the edge, you can obviously tell. Actually, I'll do it this way so you can see what I'm doing. And then you just hold it at the bottom, unhook the latch by just pulling it out, the clip, and then you can just drag it down to the level you want it to be. That's pretty easy. So I think you can see that. So I've got a good gap there for the ganache to sit. Not too much, not too little. Let's do this. So I'm up against the board at the bottom and then I've got it straight at the bottom there. So I'm just going to concentrate and try to keep them that flat as I turn. Okay, I may have made my ganache a bit too thick. A bit too firm, sorry. Oh, maybe. Okay, so that's one sweep around. Okay, so now I'll do my second turn around. I don't really know where to hold it. I feel like if I'm holding it at the bottom, it's like just going to drag at the top. So I feel like I need to hold it in the middle, but then the place where you actually are meant to hold it, I guess this area is like at the bottom, so I feel like I'm not using it properly, but I feel like it does need more hand support at the top there. If anything, it is very satisfying. So that's when you scrape it back. There's so much mess on there. It's just the I guess the type of plastic. It just clings onto the ganache. If this was metal, it'd be amazing. You could run it under the sink, make it nice and hot, and then smooth it back. Obviously, you'd need a grip on it so your arm wouldn't burn. Okay, this is the third time around. I've washed it again. This is exhausting, but I think I'm getting somewhere. I obviously need to fill in these areas again, but I just wanted to give it just another sweep just to make sure that, you know, I've got all the excess before it starts hardening up, which it is very quickly. It's a hot day today in Australia, but I have counteracted that with some pretty firm ganache. It's a pretty high ratio. Okay, so I'm going to fill it in yet again with ganache. Now I've made this really quite soft now. This is probably more the consistency they were using in the video. So we'll see how that goes. I haven't done the top, so I'll probably have to go back and do the top, but I'm impatient. Yeah, it's definitely better with the softer ganache, so. Okay, I've got ganache everywhere. The problem with this is it sticks. The ganache will stick, so unless you wash it every single time, you're going to have to hold on to sticky ganache. So I'm actually going to go wash it because it's gross. Okay, I've just given it a quick wash and I'm going to go back through it again. Hopefully. I'm just going to do a small section at a time, which I think is what you're probably supposed to do. See, that looks pretty good. I do spend far too long ganaching my cakes the normal way, so I definitely think this is going to save me some time. You do need to concentrate on keeping it at the bottom, because I definitely went off course there. Okay, so I think I've gone over it about 5 times, which is pretty ridiculous. I think my issues were that I was using the wrong consistency of ganache. It definitely needs to be a lot softer than I would normally use. Okay, so far it's okay. But yes, this is my first time using it. There's obviously a few things. I'm definitely going to go over it again and swipe it back. Maybe a few times, whatever it takes. I'm a bit of a perfectionist. Okay, so I've gone over it again. I think I've lost count. I think that was either the 6th or the 7th time. My first tier of using the ProFroster to smooth out my ganache. It's pretty good. You know, I'm pretty impressed. So there's really sharp corners, which is obviously a huge thing at the moment. I'm still getting that weird thing in the middle. I tried to fix it a few times. I don't know. I was even watching it and I couldn't work out why it was doing that. So it's like, I guess it's kind of like pulling it up as I'm smoothing. I don't know if that's just me or if it's happening to other people, I'm not sure. But yeah, I'll definitely see what's happening with that. Yeah, it's great. I mean, I think if I'm going to put fondant on this, at this stage I probably wouldn't. I'd be worried about things like this. Yes, I'd be worried about sections like these, you know, so that would show through your fondant and wouldn't be very nice. So the bottom isn't the greatest. Again, that might have been because my ganache is really firm. Like, look, I've only just finished and it's rock hard. This is really firm ganache. So that was probably the issue. If I had a softer ganache, if I was using cream-based ganache, maybe that wouldn't have happened, not sure. But yeah, I'm pretty happy. I'm loving the sharp edge. That's gorgeous. Okay, so it is a week since my first time using the ProFroster, and I feel like I think I know what I'm doing now. I seem to like it a bit better, so that's obviously a good sign. Okay, so let's try again and see if I've got the hang of it, and I'll give you my final impressions and review. I've learnt that using an even softer ganache is definitely the way to go about doing this. It's a pretty thick coat. I can already tell there's going to be divots, but we'll build it up. It's not a problem. Second coat, we'll try pull it back again. Time for another coat. So I've got some softer ganache now, and I'm just going to fill in the few divots I have left, and hopefully this will be my last sweep around. I find when you're doing the top, it's actually good to go over the edge a little bit, and that'll help get your sharp edges. Sides are pretty good. The top still has that divot. I don't understand. Very happy with the sides now. It's pretty good. I'm not having that issue with the board as much. I mean, it's still there a little bit, but I reckon if I scraped it back, it'd be fine. Just that top, I don't understand. Alright, I'm gonna like watch it this time. I'll show you what I mean in a minute if it doesn't fix itself. Probably will now that I've whinged about it. The divot's still there, but I think I know what's causing it. I popped you in for a closer view of the top just so you know what I'm banging on about. What is this? Obviously it's not nice, is it? I mean, you still get the crisp edges, and it's pretty easy to fill that in just with some ganache and then go over it with like your regular scraper, or even just using your offset spatula. I mean, it's pretty easy. You've got the basics of the layer. It's just like a divot. Is it there? I think I've worked it out though. I'll show you what happens. So this is what was happening. So I fill it in, and when I was pulling it around, this side where I'm scraping would go nice and awesome, but then this side would pull back the frosting. I'm thinking I'm going to try just like trying to somewhat level it out a little bit, just so there's not so much frosting, ganache, whatever, on the top. Hopefully that'll help. Alright, let's do it. Let's see what happens. See, it's doing the exact same thing as it was before. Yeah, see, it just... it's silly, isn't it? Why? Why is it doing that? I know why, but I wish it didn't. It actually moved around a lot then. That was really annoying. Here's my final result using the ProFroster. As you can see, it's a super sharp edge, which is amazing. I don't have that problem with the board anymore since using the softer ganache, so that's obviously the trick. There's only one divot, but if I went over it again I'd probably get that out. That's not a problem. It's very smooth. There is some like scrape marks, but that's nothing to do with the ProFroster, so ignore those. It does go on pretty smooth. If you go back with a firmer ganache, which I did, and scrape it back, you will get that. Looking at the top, there's still that divot, so that's not great. So overall, I'm pretty impressed with the ProFroster. It does what it says it does. There are a few little hiccups, but nothing that any good cake decorator could fix. Even those who aren't good could probably manage to work it out. It's just a case of knowing what consistency of ganache or buttercream to use. I haven't tried it with buttercream yet, but I'm assuming you would need a firmer buttercream because it says it on the website. But for ganache, definitely soft is your friend. It does save you a lot of time, and I don't have to bug around with levels because I know the top's level, and just that and the fact itself is worth it. However, when I purchased this, it did give me a price, and you know, I paid it and it was fine. And it wasn't until like after I received it that I realized that the price was in American dollars. And obviously I'm paying in Australia, but they didn't actually like update it into Australian dollars for me. So it's like I thought I paid a certain amount, but I actually paid quite a bit more than that. That's really annoying as a customer, but it's still worth the higher price tag. So just make sure you're aware of that when you go to buy it. Although I did ask them to fix it up, so hopefully they have. If you enjoyed, and if there's anything else you want me to review, just leave a comment and I'm sure I'll get to it eventually.